Yes, boys, today is finally the day where we take the big 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot Zen Foot Habitats cage and make it into an enclosure for our beloved frilled lizard. Before we get into the build, I just want to talk a little bit on why this took me so long. If you guys are new here or don't really care what's going on behind the scenes of this, skip to the next chapter and it'll show us how we are going to be setting this bad boy up step by step. We first got this enclosure a couple of months ago. I know I was saying I wanted to make this into the perfect jungle-like theme that would just be incredible for a frilled dragon. However, of course, then we have fallen on some hard times. The ad revenue has not been so kind to Mr. Dakota over here, and money has unfortunately just been a little tight. I wanted to make this enclosure really special. I wanted it to look absolutely amazing before I even touched it. And what does any creator do when they have a pretty solid following and no money whatsoever? They seek out sponsorships, and that's exactly what I did. So we went with that route. We hit it hard for a couple of weeks, and we got real close, folks. We got real close to a really amazing sponsorship that would make this enclosure absolutely special. Then, however, they saw the content that we make here. Now at this point, man, I'm a little bit puzzled. I'm gonna be honest with you folks. How would you not want to sponsor DBCB Exotics when you shell out content like this? Did I stutter, boy? No, you get in there and you grab that poop. I did not hire you for backsass. I hired you for content. Now get in there.
Did you also want to be free of your meat shell?
Almost as thick as these pythons right here. Oh yeah. Just take a look at that. I guess I kinda get it. Fortunately, we did not make the cut, and now weeks and weeks have gone on to months. People have been asking, Dakota, why you got an empty enclosure right there with a weird purple light in it? Actually do something with this thing. And it's at this point, you know, here's my mindset on it. Here's the mindset that I'm going with on this. We can always build it for a frilled dragon right now and make it absolutely stunning later down the road. But I think at the end of the day it would be much cooler to at least have a frilled lizard in here, get him in this massive enclosure, rather than just keep it as an empty thing with, again, some weird purple light. It just doesn't make much sense. So it was with that being said, no, this is not going to be the perfect enclosure. The jungle theme I promised you guys for the frilled lizard, yet. That build will still be happening. However, we are going to get a basic setup thing, still make it look really nice, really awesome for him, and then deck it out later down the line. So it's with all that being said, let's get this thing started, man. So first things first, we got the empty enclosure, we got it all built up. Zen Habitats, if you guys don't know about Zen Habitats, I think they make absolutely amazing enclosures. They have multiple sizes, such as this 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot. They got a 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot for bearded dragons that you can see right down there. 2x2s for geckos. They come in all shapes and sizes. If you guys are interested in getting an enclosure that looks amazing as this one right here, make sure to head down in the description down below, click that link, and get yours today. Pro tip, they don't take 8 months to ship like certain other competitors. These bad boys will come within the week. It's a great thing. I also would like some money. I do get some commission, so help a boy out, get a cool enclosure today. Oh, man. Got the enclosure all looking good. First things first, get rid of the purple light. Where do you think we're gonna put this purple light? Well, we're gonna stand it up right there. Look at that. You get this cool afterglow effect if it wasn't in the middle of the day instead of night and you can't see it whatsoever. Step, adding substrate. For our substrate mix today, we are gonna use a mix of peat moss and topsoil. We got a couple bags of these bad boys. We'll be setting it all in. We'll make a nice little foresty floor. Now, this is the PVC version of the Zen Habitats, unlike the wooden version that we have for the bearded dragon. So if you are looking for a more tropical setup, make sure you get the PVC version, because that way it's going to be water resistant. They're not going to get any mold or breakdown from the panels that they use. This bad boy started. It starts just a 1, 2. Okay. All right, let's get it. You gotta aerate the soil so it's not a big block, so I use my thunder thighs for this one. Now that you got your dusty mound of you got your dusty amount of peat moss and topsoil, we are gonna have to mix this bad boy in to make it look really cool. Unfortunately, this is going to be an extra hard challenge mode for Dakota because I seem to have a small little laceration on my hand due to a certain adorable pupper when I was playing with her just a little too hard. How can you not forgive that face? It's okay. However, I only have one hand to mix this substrate. It'll be a little bit interesting, so bear with me just a little bit. Ever mentioned to you boys how much I... Ever mentioned to you boys how much I fucking hate peat moss? It is the worst, most dustiest thing. It creates a nice humidity grading soil, especially when you top it with topsoil. It really makes it nice. However, it is so unbelievably dusty by itself. I hate it. Gets in my lungs, it gets in my nose. I'm gonna be blowing peat moss boogers for the next 2 weeks, but it does make the substrate a little bit better, especially for a more tropical species. And when we have this nice ventilation like we do with the Zen habitats, we do want a more tropical substrate, so this is gonna work out absolutely perfect. Next step. Now the next step in making this enclosure absolutely amazing is going to be decorating it. You're going to want to make sure, of course, frilled dragons being an arboreal lizard, you're going to make sure they want to be able to utilize not only the 4 foot by 2 foot space they have on land, but also the 4 foot of height they have. So with that being said, we can do no better than these bad boys right here. Just a bunch of branches I found outside. Absolutely incredible, I tell you what. However, these branches might not be super tall. I will probably head out into the woods and go find me some more branches that can do this entire span of this 4 feet. These will probably hit around the 2 to 3 foot area, but we do want a little bit more bigger because, again, we want this dragon to be able to utilize every inch of this space that we are going to be giving him. Okay, well, those branches weren't big enough, so your boy went out back and got himself chopped down a nice branch for. That's a good old birch. Holy shit. Alright guys, I think I got it stuck in place now, so this looks absolutely awesome. I might actually go chop down a couple more branches so I can really make this thing look absolutely incredible. However, it looks like now at this point what we're going to do is use these branches almost as accent pieces, making a gateway so we can climb up those branches to get on this main one, and then right there is going to be where he's going to be able to bask. So let's set this all up and finish up. Now we got the branches in there, folks. This thing is looking pretty cool. I really do want to go get another one and kind of have it as a twin birch branch thing, kind of making that the theme of these super large branches going up to the entire corner from point A to point B of these giant branches and having these smaller ones supported. This thing is looking absolutely fantastic. Next step is going to be, of course, making sure we have a water bowl in there, putting in the lighting, and then finally we can get this little guy into his new home. I don't understand why it's not turning on. They're plugged in. This light worked like 5 seconds ago when it was in the other enclosure. Why does every light that I always get burn out so fast? I hate reptile lights. Holy, I don't have another light. I just went to Home Depot and got one when this happened literally yesterday. Oh, I'm so upset. I'm so angry right now. I can't. It's just so frustrating when you spend literally an hour and a half building this thing in just 5 seconds. It's in the other room. You just move these nice gently. I wasn't whacking them around or anything. Nothing like that, folks. I was just moving the bulbs from that room over there to this room, setting it nice and gently up there and plugging her in, and boom, it burns out just like that. Guess it's another fun-filled trip to Home Depot for me. Oh boy! I might as well just get 3 at this point, because who knows when these things are gonna blow any fucking second now. Oh! It's like old Dakota got a little bit off the rails over there. After a brief intermission, we decided we're just gonna borrow this UVB bar for a second while I go buy another one and another bulb. It's really not that big of a deal, folks. Who cares if you gotta take another trip to Home Depot? Well, at least they have some UVB going on. It's lit up a little bit. It's looking pretty nice. I guess the last step now is getting that little guy in there. swear to God, I should have done snakes. Why did I not do snakes? It's just fucking heat tape and thermostats. No bulbs required. Oh. Fuck! Well, folks, here's our little guy, the frilled lizard. He'll be enjoying this new home with this 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot Zen Habitats enclosure. Now, usually this guy is a little bit spicy. However, the fact of the matter is he did not have that bulb for about 10 minutes, so he cooled off a little bit and is a lot more friendly. I'm sure once we go back to Home Depot for the 100th time, go to Home Depot and get a bulb. And as soon as he warms up a little bit, he'll be right back to his spunky old self. But just look at how beautiful this animal is. Nice big frills. Let's see if we can... Look at that. A beautiful frill going on. You can't see it. There we go. Thanks, buddy. Beautiful frill. An absolutely awesome little dude. I'm sure he's going to enjoy the big spacious enclosure that is his 4 foot by 2 foot. And all around, just have a better time in there. We'll be able to show him off. He's going to be an amazing display species. Could you guys imagine when we start doing videos now? You guys are going to see a frilled dragon just perched up on this birch wood, basking. As soon as I get a basking bulb again... Diving into the water, feeding, showing his little frills if he gets a little spooked. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. But with all that being said, let's get this guy into his new home. No, into the cage, buddy. No, this is your new home. But, hey, no, into the cage. You like Zen Habitats. No, come on. Where'd you go? Into the cage. Yeah, oh. Could have gone a little better. And there you have it, folks. We've got the frilled dragon inside his new home. Absolutely incredible. There's definitely room to improve over here. We can give more branches, more climbing opportunities, some vines, really decking this thing out. But as a first basis, as a basic setup, just getting him in there, I think we did pretty well. And I think this enclosure is gonna transform into something absolutely incredible down the line. Of course, folks, if you want to get an enclosure just like this one right here, make sure to head down to the description down below. Not Patreon, well, go to Patreon too, but if you guys want some more information or possibly purchase an enclosure as amazing like this one right here, make sure to head down to Zen Habitats in the link in the description down below. Your boy gets a quick commission on it. I'd really appreciate it, and I get a little kickback. You guys get this absolutely incredible enclosure for your frilled dragon or other medium-sized lizard. Hey, I think it's a win-win for me. Both of us, not just me. Well, folks, I am absolutely exhausted, both mentally and physically, from doing this little basic setup. It's drained me. These bulbs mentally abuse me at this point. They spitefully burn themselves out. I have spent hundreds on bulbs. I cannot do it anymore. I'm selling the collection. As always, guys, thank you so much for taking the time of your day to follow us over here at DBCB Exotics. We'll see you next time, but until then, goodbye.